Sorry if I sound a little out of the weather today. I have a bit of a sinus infection, so I probably am not in the best of shape to be doing one of these, but I kind of don't have a choice because I don't have the time to do it this weekend. And next week is looking just as hazy considering all the other shenanigans I'm going to be doing. So, I figure let's take a good look at my new collection because I've gotten a couple of new tapes to add to it, as you can clearly tell. Now, I must preface before we take a good look at these tapes, these were not the only 3 tapes I would have gotten. In fact, had I a bit more time and consideration, I probably would have walked out of the store with about 6 or 7 tapes because there were a lot of tapes that I could have used for the collection at the store, but unfortunately I was hampered on time, so I ultimately chose 3 that personally I felt would be better fits for me. There was one tape that I almost got, which was the special edition release of The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride, which would have made itself the second youngest tape in my collection, behind only the Dunces and Dragons SpongeBob videotape that I have. Beyond that, I added 3 new films to the collection, and we're going to start with one that I mentioned yesterday when we did the Aladdin and the King of Thieves unboxing. James and the Giant Peach. Directed by Henry Selick. As many of you know, he was the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas. I remember this was a big movie in my childhood, but we didn't watch it that much because it was one of those movies my sister was not particularly fond of, because she didn't like a lot of scary movies and stuff like that back then. Now she absolutely adores horror movies and stuff like that, but it's not even like that James and the Giant Peach is a scary movie. It's just like, in comparison to something like, say, Alice in Wonderland or Peter Pan, it's definitely not her cup of tea. Print date August 12th, 1996. No ancillary stuff for James and the Giant Peach. Next up, an extremely goofy movie. It doesn't mean that it's any more hardcore than the original Goofy movie, except it's radical, man. Look at what Max is doing, man. And as much as I make fun of this movie, I genuinely enjoyed this movie a lot as a kid. It's about as formulaic a movie as you can get, but you know what? It's comedic, and I personally speaking, I actually prefer this film to the original Goofy movie because I'm not a big fan of all the liar revealed storylines that are in a ton of different media. So when he's lying to Roxanne about trying to be cool, blah, blah, I'm not a big fan of that. January 14th, 2000. Last but not least is The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the 25th anniversary. This was originally released in 2002. The first time the film was released after its very sparse and limited 1996 Masterpiece Collection release, which I do own. This also comes with a look at 2 upcoming Winnie the Pooh movies, the story behind the masterpiece, A Day for Eeyore. Wow, there's a lot in this. Holy crap. I might actually put that on while I'm trying to lay down later. There's the receipt for when I bought it. Winnie the Pooh. The Many Adventures of course. And March 25th, 2002. So, there you go. 3 new films that I added to the collection. James and the Giant Peach, an extremely goofy movie, and The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I am still looking out for a few specific tapes at this point. Chiefly, at this point, we're looking more for the basically for the films that I either don't have the cardboard clamshell tape coverings of. So for the most part, Toy Story 2, well, the 2000 release of Toy Story, then Toy Story 2, Angels in the Outfield, Fantasia 2000, Tarzan, stuff like that. And then the big gun that I've been looking for a very long time, as many of you are no doubt aware, the Platinum Edition of Aladdin, which is going to be very hard to find, and is going for upwards of $40 online the last time I checked. And as much as I'd love to add that to my collection, I'm not paying $40 for one singular tape unless it's a supremely rare tape. But that will take care of this next part, and I will see you guys next time. The next time I have to make an update. So, until we meet again, sayonara.